you were apologizing for your white privilege and the fact that you wanted to uplift black female athletes and make sure that they were getting the shine, kind of like your pioneers were getting the shine that they deserve.
Kaitlyn Clark, the superstar of the Indiana Fever, has been named Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. And the left are losing it. They believe because Kaitlyn Clark is white, that played a big role. Even Kaitlyn Clark herself felt the need to put out a statement. She said, "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing." So a lot of people from the left truly believe Kaitlyn Clark won this award because she was white. Not because since she joined the WNBA, people were actually getting interested to watch WNBA games. Since she joined the WNBA, people were actually getting interested to talk about the WNBA. Not because since she joined the Indiana Fever, prior to her joining, the attendance was about 4,000 fans per game. Now it's over 17,000 fans where they had to move to a bigger stadium. Not because of all that, oh no, because she was white. Before her, for over 20 years, they were begging to stop flying commercial, but they could not afford it because they were not making money. Every year they lost money.
Hey girl, you look great.
Thanks. You look pretty good.
Thank you so much. It's been interesting because since your article dropped, I gotta say, it has got all the buzz. If you are on X, if you're on Instagram, TikTok for the young kids, you know that Kaitlyn Clark is the Time Athlete of the Year. How has your 24 hours been since the articles dropped?
It's been awesome, and just the reaction. Obviously, people so excited not only about women's basketball, but about women's sports, and how excited and deserving, not only myself, but just women's sports as a whole.
Caitlyn is like one of the most humble people I know, because like when I tell you she's changed the game, we have the Atlanta Dream as the hometown team in Georgia. They usually play in an arena about 6,000 people. When Kaitlyn Clark came to town, they moved them to where the Atlanta Hawks play, which is like 20,000 people. It sold out because she was playing there. The number of Indiana Fever fans I saw and young girls and the way they were lighting up, I mean, you have represented something so special for the sport, but you've drawn eyes to a game that you've always grown up loving. What does that mean to you?
You know, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around because I'm so focused and so competitive, and I love the game, I love playing, I love being in front of the fans. But over the course of probably the last 2.5 years, it's all kind of changed where, you know, it's hard to get a ticket whether we're at home or whether we're on the road. And I don't want to say it's something you get used to because this hasn't been normal for women's sports, but it's becoming normal, and it's becoming what's going to happen for not only women's basketball, but every women's sport. It's going to be hard to get a ticket.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the elegance, the way she speaks with such class? There's no, you know what I mean, but no.
We've also seen like a boom in investment. You know, shout out Lisa, you want to come invest in the WNBA? We got you, girl. We can hook you up.
She wants to buy a team. Woo!
Yeah, come on through. Come on, girl. But why do you see that happening, one? But why do you think it's a good investment, two?
Well, I mean, I think just from the numbers standpoint and the stats, like you see it. Also, I feel like we're just scratching the surface. Like everybody asked me like where I think this is gonna go and what it's gonna be, and like I don't really have an answer because if you would have told people this is where the WNBA is, you know, 5 years ago, you would have said this is where we're gonna be now. People probably wouldn't have believed you because they never thought that was possible. They never thought people would buy tickets. They never thought we'd play on ABC. Never thought we'd be on ESPN. They never thought it'd be sold out arenas or little kids wanted to wear WNBA jerseys, whatever it was. So I think it's hard to say where it's going to continue to grow. I think the smartest thing would be to get in now because the price is only going up.
The price is going up.
I mean, yeah, that's all I got, honestly.
It's actually not that crazy when you think about it. Now, a lot of people are watching women basketball because they are women that want to be women that are playing basketball. Prior to that, when you watch women basketball, a bunch of men want to be like playing. You're like, what? Am I watching men basketball or am I watching women basketball? No, now when you watch Kaitlyn Clark playing basketball, you see someone that is very, very talented, and you see someone as a woman that is extremely, extremely attractive, and someone that's not trying to be a man.
You know, your announcement for Athlete of the Year, like tremendous, incredible positive feedback. That's what we've seen across the board. There's always going to be some negativity. And I feel like you have had to answer more questions than anybody about the intersectionality of race and gender and sexuality in sport.
I never understand the need to bring out race on every situation. I never understand the need to bring out gender on every situation. Just let it be. If we are talking about basketball, let's just talk about basketball. Let's talk about the competence of these players. Let's talk about what they do on and off the court. Who cares if they're black, white, like...
Even today, earlier today, Megyn Kelly, she was saying that you were apologizing for your white privilege and the fact that you wanted to uplift black female athletes and make sure that they were getting the shine, kind of like your pioneers were getting the shine that they deserved. And I just want to know how you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms.
I actually do agree with Megyn Kelly. Kaitlyn Clark had to apologize for being white. She had to apologize for her white privilege. She even said that, Kaitlyn Clark said, the WNBA has been built on black women. What do you mean it has been built on? The WNBA has not been built. It is in progress. It is in construction. A business that has been losing money every year for the past 22 years. It is not a business. It's not an established business. It is in progress, just like WNBA. And now Kaitlyn Clark brings a lot of important aspects with her talent, her attractiveness, her elegance. Of course, that's going to contribute a lot to it, but the idea the WNBA has been built is ridiculous.
How you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit.
You see what the interviewer just did? She asked the question and she also instructed the interviewee on how she wants the interviewee to respond. Let me move it back just a little bit so you guys see what I'm talking about.
How you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit, but it's...
I feel like it's them looking at themselves in the mirror a little bit. Meaning, you're telling her you have to reject what Megyn Kelly is saying. So you ask the question and then instructing the interviewee how to respond. This is madness.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about.
Kaitlyn Clark feels like she's in a situation where she has to agree with the fact that she earned everything coming her way because she put the hard work, you know, she's getting what she deserves, rightfully so. But also, she has to acknowledge the nonsense of the left saying that, oh, you know, I'm white, so I'm sure that plays a role. You know, the WNBA has been built on black women, you know, bunch of garbage nonsense, when in fact, Kaitlyn Clark is not the first white woman playing in the WNBA. So what happened before Kaitlyn Clark? There was not white privilege then? Why everything is happening now? Nonsense.
I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of. And like I said, like, I try to just be real and authentic and, you know, share my truth. And I think that's very easy for me. Like, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And that's kind of been how it is my entire life.
Yes. I'm just so thankful that you are the leader. Like, you are the chosen one in the future of the sport because of the allyship, the truth, and the willingness to stand and say things if you have to.
One thing I never understand with the people from our community, black people, we are always looking for a leader, for a savior. Like, the same idea of Jesus Christ is coming back to save us. Like, we have the tools we need. This is 2024, soon to be 2025. Why are we looking for a savior? Why are we looking for a leader? You are your own leader. To use what you have, decide where you want to go, do the best you can, and let it be.
How do you see kind of the impact that you're having on the game itself, especially the women's game? Like, we see now more kids taking the shot 30 feet. Like, you've come in and done something unique to the game that we haven't seen. Can you describe what that is?
Now, I want you guys to listen to the question she just asked Kaitlyn. She said, you've come to the game. You brought something we've never seen before. You've brought something to the game that we have never seen. But at the same time, you are saying Kaitlyn Clark is winning all these awards because she's white. Think about the nonsense of the left. You acknowledging her talent, what she's bringing, but at the same time you're saying, are you getting all that because you're white? How absolutely ridiculous. But great question.
Yeah, I mean, I think what people love the most is just the emotion that I play with. I think it's easy to connect with. I think they can feel that I'm real on the court. But also when I step off the court, like, I try to be like very authentic and very genuine and make as much time for people as I can. Like, I never want to big time anybody or whatever it is, because like I said, I was just that young girl that was screaming for an autograph, and that takes 10 seconds of somebody's time. So try to do that as much as I can, but yeah.
All right, I think I'm going to stop the interview there. But yeah, I'm going to put the link of this original interview in the description of the video. If you want to watch the full interview, go ahead and do so. But if you have not subscribed, of course, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I'll see you guys next time.